Hey guys, Herman Morris from Alpha One Tactical here. Welcome to another episode of the Alpha One Armory. Wanted to do a follow-up review or kind of long-term review thoughts, final thoughts on the Springfield Prodigy 9mm, 1911, 2011, whatever you want to refer to it as, that I got last year. I got it one of the first ones, one of the first batches. And so I don't know if any changes have been made by the factory. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt and figure out, do your research to see if anything has changed since. So I'm just going to tell you the story of this particular pistol and, make of it what you will. So if you remember from my original video, I mentioned that I always wanted to replace, or since I got rid of my TRP operator over a decade ago, it was one of the only pistols that I ever regretted getting rid of. And I always, ever since, I've been wanting to replace it. Right around the time that I was going to pull the trigger on buying one of those, I found out that they were going to come out with a 9mm version, 2011 style of pistol. So I'm like, hey, and it looked very similar. I'm like, hey, instead of getting the TRP operator, I would love to instead get this one in 9mm, which I would much rather have. I don't really have anything in 45 ACP these days. So, and at 17 round standard capacity mags, 20 round extended mags, that's awesome. So I waited a few weeks and was able to get my hands on one of the first batches that came out. And right from the start, it felt and looked really good. And as soon as I got it out to the range, that's when the problem started. So you guys might have seen some videos from a lot of other folks using them and getting these short strokes, getting failures to eject, failures to feed, a lot of different issues there. And even when it looked like it was working well, just a very anemic ejection pattern. So all of that stuff was also the case with this one. Right from the beginning, I gave it about 200 rounds to kind of work itself in and see if that improved. It did slightly, but it never got to the point where I was confident that I could, that it could be dependable enough that I could, trust my life to. So that's when I started looking at some options. I thought, am I just going to get rid of this thing or sell it or whatever? I already have it. Let's kind of just see what I can do with it. And that's when I came across Chamber Customs and a lot of their different packages that they have for 1911 style pistols, 2011s, everything in this similar configuration. And I sent it in to them. I think it was their level 1 or level 2 package for the Prodigy. I don't remember. I don't off the top of my head. You can get online and check them out and see what their packages are. And in a couple of weeks, they sent it back, and the thing just runs like a top. It's awesome. I love this pistol. It feels really good in the hand. I shoot it really well. Great trigger. They upgraded my trigger right here. As you can see, it's a flat trigger. It's not the skeletonized one that it came with. And again, not a competition style trigger, but it's really nice. And it's basically the pistol that I wish I would have gotten out of the box. And it's too bad that wasn't the case. So, almost had to put another grand into this thing to finally get the pistol that I wanted. So I'm not, in investment wise, I'm not up to like a staccato level of investment yet. So I'm still saving some money, but again, I just wish I wouldn't have had to go through that. Good thing is that at least you do have some options with folks like Chambers to get you get your pistol running the way that you want it to. So they work on all different types of 1911s, 2011s, and they have all different levels of packages and whatever you need to get your pistol running exactly how you want it, even to match grade everything and competition style everything if you really want it and need it. So check them out. Great service, very quick, very professional. I got a letter that it didn't look like it was a canned letter at all, because they told me exactly what they did with the pistol and what several issues that they had with this particular pistol and how they had to resolve it and blah blah blah. Wet signature, the whole bit. So very solid, very professional. Highly recommended. And yeah, so if you do have one of these and you don't want to get rid of it, send it into Chambers. They'll fix it for you. Again, if you're thinking of getting one these days, do your homework. Check it out. For all I know, they might have resolved a lot of these issues because they got feedback from folks. And if that's the case, then good for them. And if not, just save your money and get a staccato, get something of high quality, buy once, cry once is the motto. So, but yeah, that's the situation with this guy. As you can tell, I've put in a Surefire X300 and a Steiner MPS, and the thing is just, like I said, love shooting this thing. My only gripe still with this thing is some of these controls. If you have, I have about medium-sized, average-sized hands, don't have small hands or huge hands, and the controls are a little far away in terms of the magazine release, but I can reach it with my thumb, not too big of a deal. The biggest issue is reaching that slide lock. It's very, very difficult, even if you break your firing grip, and because of the thickness of the grip, it's kind of inset, so to reach it and to get it takes quite a bit. If you have small hands, you're going to have a really hard time. To reach it, to send it home, same thing. Now, I usually do the power stroke and just pull and release, and so that's not as much of an issue for that. But just to lock it to the rear for Type 3 malfunction, or just to put the pistol down on the bench at the range or something like that, it's a bit of a hassle. So your mileage will vary depending on the size and strength of your hands and all that kind of stuff. But all in all, I finally got the pistol that I wanted. I'm happy with it as it is. And so, yeah, hope this helps someone make the right decision for you. And that's all I got. I'll see you next time.